Give me one that's in your top 100. Just so I can go and have a look at it. Say again?
Breitbart News.
Okay.
You have to listen to this absolutely mad take from this Trump fan because it's absolutely hilarious. Now, during today's James O'Brien show, where he was basically talking about what's happening across the pond with tariffs and Trump's behaviour, well, he got a live one, from Stephen from Glasgow, and clearly he's well and truly down the conspiracy rabbit hole.
What would you like to say?
The tariffs on Mexico were put on to initially secure the border, which they've done. So that was a success.
Well, they haven't. They haven't secured the border. Okay. So the Instagram.
Oh, wait a minute. No, you can't just say they haven't.
No, I'm not. I'm about to explain why I'm saying that. I'm not. I'm about to explain. The Instagram post that they used to claim that came from Fox News, and it compared.
Oh, so Fox News, because you don't like where it came from, the source came from, it must be false.
If you'd let me finish.
Well, you can't say.
Why would they use Fox?
Under Biden, they were crossing the border.
Yes, I know. They used the first.
You tell me that's not better.
I'm telling you what they used. They used an Instagram post from Fox News that compared the total number of the last 7 days of Biden's presidency to the average per day under Trump, and those numbers.
Look at the total under Biden.
And those numbers were recorded before the tariffs kicked in.
Numbers under Biden. Look at the daily numbers under Biden.
Let's pretend you're right. Okay, you're absolutely right.
Okay,
now carry on. Why the Canada stuff?
So there's one.
Why the Canada stuff?
Well, let me continue with Mexico. Honda were building car plants in Mexico and just bringing the cars across the border. He's put a tariff on there. Now Honda are building their new Honda Civic factory in Indiana, so that's bringing jobs back to America. The taxes on Canada are partly, again, it's to secure the border, to stop the fentanyl coming across the border.
There is no. Okay, carry on.
Okay. Oh no, there must not be because you said so. Yeah. You know better.
No, you definitely know better.
So it's also reciprocal because Canada's got massive taxes on American stuff like dairy. They've got 200% tariffs on dairy.
Yeah.
So it's partly reciprocal, and it's also to stop China from bringing steel across from Canada.
Okay, can we do this now?
You can do whatever you want.
What did Donald Trump describe as the greatest trade deal in history?
You tell me.
No, you must know.
Why must I know?
Okay, because it was the deal under which the dairy tariffs were introduced. Guess who negotiated it?
Who?
Go on, have a guess. It's pretty obvious. I'm playing with you.
Is it?
What?
Is it obvious?
Yeah.
All right.
Go on.
No idea.
Donald Trump.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's good.
And then he called it the best trade deal ever made. He signed it in 2018. And you know what a threshold is?
Yeah.
So the threshold above which tariffs become payable, up until that threshold, there are no tariffs at all. How many times do you think that threshold above which tariffs on dairy are payable has been reached?
You tell me.
Well, are you going to believe me, or are you going to accuse me of...
It depends where you're getting your sources from. I might need to go and check your sources.
Okay.
Maybe CNN.
Well, it's on the record. The White House wouldn't deny it. But I think you know the answer, Stephen. I think you've worked it out.
No, go, tell me.
Never.
Never?
Ever.
So
at risk of turning into the All Saints, the stuff that you believe is true has never happened.
So there isn't any Chinese steel coming across?
No, we're talking about... I can only pick these things off one at a time, all right?
Right.
So the stuff you believe about dairy tariffs in Canada was not only negotiated by Donald Trump and described as the greatest trade deal in history. It has never actually seen a 200% tariff on dairy products imported from the US imposed, because they don't even reach half.
What percentage has it seen?
They don't even reach half. It's free.
I'm asking you again. What percentage has it seen?
I'm telling you again. None. It's free until it reaches the tariff threshold. It's tariff-free. That's what a trade agreement...
There's never been any tariffs paid on...
Not since Donald Trump negotiated this trade deal. But what interests me, Stephen, and I hope you don't mind me asking this question, is how you expect to find this stuff out after you've come on a radio station, convinced that you've got all your ducks in a row. So would you mind telling me where you got your information from?
Various places, social media, news networks.
Yeah, but some examples. So specifically on the Canadian tariff stuff, you've swallowed something that is so fundamentally and obviously untrue that you could probably...
It's not untrue.
You could probably see it from space. So Donald Trump negotiated...
It's not untrue if there's tariffs on US dairy.
But they're not being paid, and Donald Trump negotiated it. So just let me pin down, if I may, the various sources that you rely on.
Anything online?
Literally anything.
Well, anything, yeah. There's various news articles.
Anything?
News articles, there you go, news articles.
By whom?
I don't know. Go and Google it yourself.
Okay.
Right. So what other tariffs?
Well, hang on.
I'm not.
I don't want to let this go because I think it's really important. I don't get to speak to people like you very often anymore.
What do you mean by people like you?
People who believe everything they see online.
I know. I don't believe everything I see.
Oh, sorry. People who believe everything they see online except the true stuff.
Well, that's false.
Pardon?
That's false.
Okay. So, I mean, in terms of what we'll take away from this conversation, who described the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement signed in 2018 as the best trade deal ever made?
Well, you said it was Donald Trump.
Yeah. But you believe everything that you hear or read online. So just pretend we're online. And then the second question is, how often has America been required to pay tariffs on dairy products that it is exporting into Canada?
I don't know. You said none.
I said never. And you believe everything that you hear online. So now you go away, you look something up, and it will be false, and it will not be true, and then you'll believe that as well.
What other tariffs is there on American products?
Why do you keep saying that? You've completely lost your status, if you like, as a valid contributor to the programme, because the first things that you said have been proved completely false.
Well, I'll need to go and look that up. Maybe it's true, maybe it isn't.
Yeah, but you're not going to care. You're going to believe what you want to believe. You're going to believe what you want to believe.
No, if I can find that.
Okay, so what's your most trusted news source?
There's various ones online.
But what's your most trusted?
I don't have a most trusted.
All right, top 10.
I don't have a top 10
Well,
here.
give me one that's in your top 100. Just so I can go and have a look at it. Say again?
Breitbart News.
Okay. Have a great day, Stephen.
You have a fantastic day.
It's 10:45 and they walk among us.
I wasn't absolutely mad, wasn't it? Now I know exactly what you're saying right now. But DB, what this tinfoil hatter said about Honda is utter nonsense. Well, after the break, James O'Brien remedied this.
I guess because, trusted news sources are important. Just a couple of other fact checks on the last caller. There are no plans by Honda to build a new plant in Indiana. It is they already build Hondas there. It's been there since 2007, and they have said themselves, Honda have said themselves, that they have no plans to build a new plant. It was in a speech by Donald Trump, which I guess is about as reliable a news source as Breitbart, that he said already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana, one of the largest anywhere in the world. That's a lie. But it's a lie that some people, even in Glasgow, want to believe. And that is perhaps another area for inquiry. Do you know that it was in the same speech that he claimed under Biden, the federal government was spending $8 million for making mice transgender? I've told you about this one already. And then, I tell you, it happened again. So yesterday I saw the photograph of the kind of sales crib sheet that the President of the United States of America was holding at a White House photo opportunity in the hope of helping his sort of de facto deputy to sell cars. Literally a Tesla crib sheet saying the grey one is 40,000, the red one is 90,000, and here are some selling points. The sort of thing that you would, if you were on work experience on a car dealership's forecourt, it's the kind of thing you'd be carrying around in your hand. And I did a double take. I thought to myself, that can't be true. But it was. And then I saw something on official headed White House notepaper. I wonder if we can dig it out again. On a White House notepaper about the transgenic mice, which said the president was right, brackets, as he always is, or as he so often is. And this was a claim that $8 million had been spent under Biden on making mice transgender, when what it actually involved was making mice transgenic. And transgenic simply means that you can introduce DNA to a mouse from another organism. So when you saw that mouse with an ear growing on its back a few years ago that could then be removed and transplanted onto a human who had lost their ear. That's what transgenic mice are for. But Trump not only lies about it, and these lies are not just believed in the Republican base, they're also believed in Glasgow. If you've just tuned in, I'm not picking on Glasgow, it's where the last caller came from. They're not only believed, but then they double down on the lie and put out on official White House stationery the claim that what he said was actually true. So, that it sounded a little bit fanciful when we first started talking about the destruction of objective truth, or how the first thing you have to do if you're a fascist is destroy shared reality. Here we are.
Now, the one thing I've always noticed about these people is trying to get a word in sideways is just nigh on impossible, isn't it? As soon as you show any sign of pushback, they drown you out. And when you ask them, where did you get your information from? They get incredibly defensive, don't they? They will say, from all over the place, and they will very rarely say where they get their madcap information from. But when they ask you, where did you get your information from? When you say either a reputable sort of news source from wherever, they'll either go, I'd get techie, you got it from CBS or something like that. Or if you say, from a government website, they will completely dismiss it and probably say it's fake news. Absolutely mad. Yes, absolutely, James O'Brien. They walk among us, don't they? Unfortunately. But what do you guys think? Let me know down below and I shall bid you farewell and take care, my friends.